Look at your phone right now. Open Instagram or TikTok. What do you see? A tsunami of perfect lives. The gym selfies with the veins popping out. The aesthetic avocado toast. The couples kissing in Coronado with a caption like "My Forever." This is a world obsessed with being recognized. But there is a completely different group of people. They travel to beautiful places but never check in. They get promoted, buy a house, even get married, but never update their status online. They are still online. They still watch, but they leave no trace. Friends call them low-key. Society labels them as boring or outdated. We often ask, why don't they share anything? Do they even have a life? Or are they depressed? Neuroscience tells a very different story. Choosing silence by you or your friends is not a flaw. In fact, according to recent psychology research, it may be a sign of a stronger psychological operating system than that of 90% of the population. So, today, let's talk about the people who just don't post. Turns out that silence doesn't mean they're boring. It's actually a massive power move. Seriously, stick around because what I'm about to tell you might completely flip the way you see your own life. Here's the part most people get wrong. People who don't post aren't strange. What's strange is how addicted the rest of the world has become. Have you ever wondered why waiting for the like count to go up after posting a photo feels so exciting? From the very beginning, humans have been tribal creatures. For millions of years, survival depended on being accepted by the group. When you did something well and the tribe applauded you, your brain released large amounts of dopamine and oxytocin. These chemicals sent a message that said, "Good job, you're safe, you matter." Social media hacked this ancient survival system. Every like, every comment, every share is a digital round of applause. We don't post photos just to save memories. Deep down, we post to feel safe and accepted by the group. This led to what sociologists call performative identity. Let's be honest. You carefully frame a coffee cup, adjust it again and again, wait until the foam is gone and the drink is cold. Also, 3 strangers online can say it looks chill. Is that really worth it? We begin living our lives not as the person experiencing them, but as the director of a virtual reality show. We edit ourselves, hide the darker parts, and only show our best moments. We become trapped in the external validation loop. Our value ends up in other people's hands. But this is where things get interesting for the invisible group. People who don't post often share a powerful psychological trait. Psychologists call it an internal locus of control. While people who are addicted to posting place their self-worth in other people's opinions, meaning their sense of control comes from outside, and they believe they are only attractive if others say they are. People who don't post decide their own value. Their dopamine system is not triggered by outside approval. They see a beautiful sunset, and their brain releases serotonin and oxytocin from the beauty, itself from the present moment. They don't need the extra steps of take a photo. Post it. Wait for likes to feel happy. An interesting study from Cornell University found that people with high and stable self-esteem tend to share less about their romantic relationships on social media. Why? Because when you truly feel secure about something, the need to prove it to the world disappears. Think about it. Truly wealthy people don't usually show off their money. Truly strong people don't need to act aggressive. And truly happy people may simply be too busy enjoying life to remember to tell social media about it. For people who don't post, silence is not emptiness. It is wholeness. They keep their purest energy for themselves instead of diluting it and selling it cheaply to algorithms. Now I hear you saying, "I'm not posting to show off. I post to save memories. Facebook is my diary. Instagram is my youth archive." Well, that sounds reasonable and romantic, but science delivers a pretty painful slap to that belief. If you think taking photos and posting them helps you remember moments more clearly, you're mistaken. There is a proven psychology effect called the photo-taking impairment effect. Psychologist Linda Hankel conducted a series of experiments in museums. She divided people into 2 groups. One group simply looked at the artwork, and the other was told to take photos to save it. The results the next day were shocking. The group that took photos remembered fewer details, felt less emotion, and made more mistakes than the group that only looked. Why does this happen? Because of something called cognitive offloading. The brain is an extreme energy-saving machine, and honestly a bit lazy. The moment you press the shutter with the idea of saving the moment, the brain gets a signal. Oh, the phone has this data. Great. I don't need to remember it. So, it removes that moment from deep memory processing. The result is this. You get a sharp 4K photo on your phone, but the memory in your mind becomes blurry and emotionally shallow. You remember taking the photo, but you don't truly remember the experience. Now look again at people who don't post. The ones you see at concerts with their eyes closed, listening to the music instead of holding up a phone to record 30 shaky stories. They are experiencing life at the highest resolution. They don't see the world through a 6-inch screen. They remember with all their senses, the smell of rain, the cold of the wind, the vibration of sound, the look in someone's eyes. These are complex emotional data points that no phone, no matter how good the camera is, can ever capture. In existential philosophy, there is a concept called presence. When you are busy framing a 16:9 shot, you pull yourself out of reality. You shift from being a participant to being an observer. You become the cameraman of your own life. People who don't post choose to be the main character. They dissolve into the flow of reality. And here's the interesting part. When you are fully present, time seems to slow down. Their lives feel longer, deeper, and more meaningful. They don't store memories on Mark Zuckerberg's servers. They carve them into their own brains. And because of that, their memories are more vivid, and they belong only to them forever. Now let's talk about sociology and power. Have you ever heard of the concept of the panopticon by philosopher Jeremy Bentham? It was a circular prison design with a watchtower in the center. The guard in the tower could see every prisoner, but the prisoners could not see the guard. Because they never knew when they were being watched, they started controlling their own behavior. They acted as if they were being watched 24/7. Social media is a massive digital panopticon. When you have an online account, you live with a quiet feeling that you are always being watched. You dress better when you go out just in case someone takes a photo. You clean up one corner of your room to use as a video call background. You edit your opinions so you won't get attacked online. We become our own guards. We lock up our own freedom just to fit into social expectations. People who don't post or who keep their accounts private quietly escape this prison by refusing the constant gaze of the crowd. They take back their freedom to act. They wear ugly but comfortable clothes outside. They allow themselves to have strange interests without fear of judgment. They dare to fail, to fall without worrying that someone will dig up their past. Hiding gives them space to experiment, to make mistakes, and to grow in the dark. And in modern society, privacy itself has become a form of luxury. Look at how the upper class has changed. 10 years ago, having many followers and being famous was a symbol of power. But now, when anyone can be famous for 15 minutes on TikTok, fame has lost its value. It has become cheap. Real power now lives in anonymity. People with real power, such as old money families, top thinkers, and tech leaders, are becoming quieter online. They understand a harsh rule of the 21st century. If you're not paying for the product, you are the product. Every photo, every status update, every check-in is data. That data is oil for tech companies to mine, study behavior, and sell ads. We are working for them for free. We are fuel for the surveillance capitalism machine. People who don't post, whether by choice or by instinct, refuse to become merchandise. They build a firewall around their personal lives. There's a saying, a secret loses its power the moment it is shared. Personal life works the same way. Private moments and quiet happiness carry a sacred strength. When you show them to 5,000 strangers, you dilute their value. You turn something meaningful into fast content. Disappearing from the newsfeed does not mean you are falling behind. It means you are enjoying the VIP lounge of life. A quiet place with no ads, no toxic judgment, and no pointless comparison. That is not isolation. That is the highest level of freedom. I know this though. The deepest reason many people fear stopping posting is the fear of being forgotten. This fear has a scientific name. FOMO. The fear of missing out. If I don't post, will people forget me? Or if I don't update, will I be pushed out of the game? This is a sign of an anxious attachment style towards society. We are like children afraid of being abandoned, constantly crying out for attention by posting. But people who don't post have shifted from FOMO to JOMO, the joy of missing out. They often have secure attachment. They hold a calm and steady belief I exist. I have value, and the people who truly matter in my life already know that they understand that real relationships are not kept alive by polite likes. They are built through long phone calls, face-to-face meetings, and quiet help during hard times. They don't need to tell 2,000 casual contacts that they are eating a good cake. They just share the cake with the person sitting across from them. They are also immune to a common thinking bias called the spotlight effect. This is the belief that everyone is watching you and judging everything you do. We think if we wear an old shirt, the whole world will laugh. If we post a typo, everyone will judge us. The hard but freeing truth is this: no one cares about you as much as you think. Everyone is the main character in their own movie. They are too busy worrying about their own story to focus on your small role. The photo you spent 30 minutes editing and 10 minutes writing a caption for gets less than 1 second of someone else's attention. People who don't post deeply understand the great indifference of the universe, and instead of feeling sad that no one is watching, they feel relieved. The world's indifference becomes a shield for their freedom. If no one is watching, you are free. Free to live your way. Not the way an Instagram algorithm says is aesthetic. You are free to follow interests that seem boring to others but make you truly happy. We've been on a long journey together from brain science to the memory paradox to social power structures. So what is the final message I want to leave you with? Am I being extreme and telling you to delete all social media, throw away your phone, and move to the mountains to live in hiding? No. Absolutely not. We can't deny that social media is a powerful tool for human connection. But the key word here is tool. Tools are made to serve people, not the other way around. People are not meant to become slaves to their tools. You should be the one driving, not a passenger tied to the back seat being taken wherever the algorithm wants to go. But if you're one of the people watching this video who rarely posts, who feels constant pressure to build a personal brand, but deep down truly hates doing it, then this video is a strong form of validation for you. You are not wrong. You are not broken. You are not boring. Your silence is a form of intelligence. Choosing not to join this performance race does not make you a loser. It turns you into a wise guardian of the most valuable and rare resources of the 21st century: your attention and your peace of mind. Now imagine life as a role-playing video game. Most people are playing in multiplayer online mode. In this mode, everything is loud. You are always comparing your level to others. You feel pressure to buy nice skins to show off. You join groups so you won't be left out. You spend years grinding for fake numbers like likes and followers without truly enjoying the story of the game. But you, the person who doesn't post, quietly switched to single-player story mode. This mode is for deep players. In story mode, the graphics are better because you see with your real eyes, not through filters. The story is richer because you feel it with your real heart without constant notifications. The side characters in your life, your family, and close friends have real depth and real connection. There is no emotional lag. And most important of all, there is no dislike button. In Clear's Throat story mode, you don't need an audience. You are the main character, the only audience, and the only critic. Your success does not need applause to be real. Your happiness does not need hearts to count as happiness. You didn't disappear from the world. You simply went offline from the virtual world so you could be truly online with yourself. And that, my friend, is the highest level, hardest, and most rewarding way to play the game. If something in this video spoke to you, you can leave a comment that says here, "No explanation needed." Sometimes it's just a way to recognize that there are still people choosing to live slower and deeper in their own way. That's enough for now. If this felt familiar, there's more waiting in the same frequency. The video on your screen is there when you're ready. I'm Apex. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to continue conversations like this. Goodbye, and I'll see you again.